Stephen Smith is sounding the alarm once again, and this time, his message about Gervonta "Tank" Davis is impossible to ignore. Smith called Tank's recent actions deeply unsettling, saying they represent a dangerous cycle that the sports world can't keep excusing. After Davis was arrested on a misdemeanor charge tied to an alleged incident involving his ex-girlfriend in South Florida, Smith delivered an emotional and blistering response, pushing the conversation far beyond boxing. The bigger question now isn't just about wins and belts, it's about what happens when fame starts shielding someone from real-world consequences.
I'm the kind of person who thinks that you have to look at both sides of the story, right? It's not always period. What is the woman doing to cause this? Obviously, okay, but let's just look at what he has to say to defend himself. Now, I'm so sorry for the graphic picture, I'm just gonna show it really quick, but he says that she put poop on his toothbrush and spit on his face. Now again, it's never okay, but he sounds like a victim as well. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. Should he be able to fight?
Davis, 30, was arrested early on a Friday morning shortly after midnight near the bustling Lincoln Road area of Miami Beach. The arrest didn't come as a surprise to local law enforcement. According to police spokesperson Christopher Bess, Davis had already been flagged in the system. His information had been entered into a law enforcement database, and when a license plate reader detected his vehicle, the Miami Beach police moved in. After the initial stop, Davis was handed over to Durrell Police, the department that had jurisdiction over the alleged incident.
Brand new video here. You can see him walking out of the side of TGK using his t-shirt to cover his head, surrounded by correctional officers and what is presumed to be his manager. Now, although we asked him questions about these allegations, he did not say anything to us as he walked out. He just went immediately into the SUV waiting for him on the side. Now, Davis was arrested
At the center of this arrest is an altercation that reportedly took place in mid-June 2025 on Father's Day at the home of Davis's ex-girlfriend in Durrell, a residential suburb of western Miami-Dade. The incident, according to reports, occurred during a visit by Davis to pick up his two young children. However, things escalated quickly. Police say that Davis changed his mind and told his ex not to bring the children to the car. The argument that followed allegedly turned physical. According to an affidavit, Davis struck her in the back of the head and slapped her in the face, causing a small laceration to her lip.
Since you made me out a passport, you know, I mean, I asked to see your daughter. You said no, I don't want her to see the police.
I showed you.
You did, but I wanted to see her, and now I'm gonna have to talk to her because she said that when you hit her, it was in front of her, the baby, the 4-year-old.
When Davis was taken into custody, reports say he refused to read or sign his Miranda warning. He was initially booked without bond before eventually being granted a $10,000 bail. Court documents currently list no attorney representing him, and his promoter has remained completely silent. Davis is scheduled to return to court on July 29th, but the fallout from this arrest is already spreading fast. And this moment has once again placed Tank under a harsh spotlight. Not because of his record inside the ring, but because of the growing list of issues outside of it. The boxing world is watching closely, and concern is building. No one has been louder than Stephen Smith. On a recent episode of First Take, Smith unleashed a fierce warning, calling Davis a repeat offender and reminding viewers this isn't some one-time mistake. This is not isolated, Smith stressed. We're talking about someone who keeps getting chance after chance, and still ends up in the same kind of situations. He made it clear, being undefeated doesn't make you untouchable. You don't get a pass just because you can fight, Smith argued. Accountability doesn't stop at the ropes.
Gervonta, his legacy, the kind of fighter, you know, he's been touted to be and where he's at now, and the impact things like this have on your career.
Well, if you were to compare the arrest rate over the years for prominent boxers with the arrest rate for the average American citizen or citizen of the world, you'll find that the boxers tend to be arrested at a higher rate, more frequently, more different things.
What made this situation even more disturbing was what surfaced after the initial headlines faded. Details in the police report painted a far more personal and volatile picture. Officers documented that Davis allegedly made emotional remarks involving insecurities about his own son's sexuality during the exchange. That detail added a troubling layer, suggesting the Father's Day confrontation wasn't only about custody or relationship tension, but deeper emotional instability and control. Police described the atmosphere as intensely personal, emotionally explosive, and spiraling fast despite attempts to calm things down.
We got a quick update. Looks like Gervonta Tank Davis will be serving the rest of his 90-day sentence on his hit and run case back in 2020. Apparently, Davis violated the order, for the rest of his home detention. Now that he got to serve the rest of the 90 days, he definitely can get good time.
The woman didn't call the police herself. Instead, she texted her mother while the incident was happening. Her mother drove to the house and upon arrival reportedly saw her daughter in distress and crying with visible injuries. She also witnessed Davis throw a small box at her daughter. It was the mother who filmed some of the altercation and provided it to police as evidence. This small but critical intervention became the core of the investigation that would later lead to Davis's arrest.
And Alexis, the charge he is facing is battery. You mentioned this was an ex-girlfriend, but it is also the mother of his children. That, according to police. Let's show you who we're talking about here. You were looking at the professional and well-known boxer, 30-year-old Gervonta Tank Davis. He was arrested by Miami Beach police early this morning on a warrant for his arrest following an alleged incident that happened in June on Father's Day. In the arrest report we obtained, Davis is accused of striking and slapping the mother of his children in the face, causing injuries to her lip as he arrived to pick up his kids from her Doral home.
This changes the entire context. This wasn't simply a disagreement during a child pickup. It now points toward deeper struggles involving parenting, identity, and emotional volatility. Experts have already begun weighing in, suggesting that comments like the one described in the report could reflect internal conflicts that, when ignored, may lead to unpredictable and dangerous behavior. As authorities looked into the incident, evidence was already in place. The ex-girlfriend's mother arrived while things were unfolding and captured video footage, including the moment Davis allegedly threw a small box toward her daughter. That recording is now in the hands of Doral police and could become a key piece of evidence in court. Legal analysts note that third-party video documentation is often decisive in misdemeanor battery cases, especially if victims later become reluctant to testify. The woman was also treated at Baptist Health in Doral for a cut inside her lip, further supporting the allegation of physical contact. Even minor medical reports can play a major role in domestic violence prosecutions, where testimony often conflicts.
Allowed him to get that. So, yeah, Davis is one of those guys. He's a very good fighter, but a bit of a frustrating career. He's avoided some of the best fighters, and unfortunately, that rematch that Lamont Roach really, genuinely deserved, because he should have got his hand raised the first time, but there you go. So they were scheduled to have a rematch.
Still, despite the controversy and consistent setbacks, Davis remains a major draw with an undefeated record of 328 knockouts. His power has filled arenas in Las Vegas, New York, and Washington. But star power can't silence ethical debates. And as Smith pointed out, public adoration does not equal public immunity. What makes this case different is that it appears more well-documented than previous allegations. The involvement of the ex-girlfriend's mother as a direct eyewitness and the presence of video footage placed the burden of accountability squarely in the hands of the justice system. Prior domestic violence cases involving Davis have quietly gone away. One was discharged and another was dismissed after the victim declined to press charges, but this time the optics are harder to shake. It also raises the question of how long major boxing promotions and broadcasters will continue to back Davis if these patterns persist. ESPN, Showtime, DAZN, these are platforms that often market Davis as a generational talent. But in the era of growing sensitivity around athlete misconduct, brands are increasingly being held accountable for who they promote. Smith made a direct appeal to these networks. You put this man on your platform, you are endorsing not just his skills, but his behavior. You want the pay-per-view money? But don't pretend you didn't know what kind of man you were marketing.
Women from all across the world
So far, Davis's legal team has issued no formal response, and the silence from his promoter has been just as noticeable. With major fights potentially looming, including a rumored rematch with Lamont Roach, the promotional machine appears stalled. Sponsors are reportedly reconsidering, and Roach himself posted only a vague message calling for peace without addressing the allegations directly. Davis is expected back in court on July 29th, where prosecutors may introduce the video evidence and outline the next steps. That hearing could also determine whether Davis will face travel restrictions. Florida judges have grown increasingly strict in cases involving children, and it's possible Davis could be required to remain in state until the case is resolved, disrupting training and future fight plans.
Yeah, man, I just want to say to let the people know that this judge is crazy, bro. The judge she locked me up because basically I bought a property. I did everything in my power to listen to my lawyers.
You have 60 seconds remaining.
To the home detention people. I listened to everybody to the T.
Once in custody, Davis refused to read or sign the Miranda warning, unusual, though not illegal. Some believe it reflects defiance or a lack of legal guidance at the moment. He was booked without bond at first, a step often associated with repeat offense concerns or flight risk. Bail was later set at $10,000, which he posted quickly. But the release itself raised eyebrows. Davis was escorted out of the Turner Guilford Night Correctional Center by 3 correctional officers, fueling online speculation that celebrity status may have played a role in how smoothly things moved.
For him to be out face first and forth.
Mr. Frazier.
No, I gotta agree with Luther. You ever hear about Thugalicious? Those are women who love thugs. They love to get choked, beat, kicked, and they keep going back. And that's what it is. Yeah,
He didn't do anything. Stop him. We're not going to do that. He didn't do anything.
He's innocent.
Now the boxing industry faces an uncomfortable reality. Davis is one of the sport's biggest remaining stars, but each year the liability grows heavier. As one anonymous promoter reportedly said, "It's not about talent anymore. It's about risk." Fans are now divided. Some express disappointment, others remain loyal, and many are asking the same moral question: how long can someone be treated as a role model when the headlines keep getting darker, and one more twist may be coming? Sources close to the Doral Police Department claim Child Protective Services was contacted, not because the children were harmed, but because the altercation allegedly occurred in their presence in Florida. That alone can trigger a separate investigation into parental fitness. So Davis may now be facing not only criminal charges, but family court scrutiny as well. What do you think about all of this? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and make sure to subscribe for more updates.